Let the records reflect that it is 7:21 today, Tuesday, September 10, 2013. Tomorrow will be September 11, which is a date that none of us should ever forget.
How come someone is eating in the audience? Staff members eating.
Staff members eating in the audience?
Maxim is eating.
City manager, is it customary for staff member to come and eat here during meetings?
No. I will address Mayor and Council.
I'm sorry?
I will address. Thank you.
Where's my list for the pledge of allegiance? I do have a note who's going to do the pledge of allegiance. And I think, oh, there it is. I would like to call Miss Vanessa Frederick from PAL to lead us to the Pledge of Allegiance, and then I'd like to call Rabbi Lang, Jory Lang as well, for the invocation. Pledge of Allegiance not here. Okay. So Chief Elias, would you please lead us to the Pledge of Allegiance? She is?
Yeah.
All right. Oof. Got scared.
She is so pretty.
Yes, she is.
Before I begin, I would like to thank the Mayor and Council for allowing me this opportunity to recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me by raising your right hand and placing it over your heart. Oh, I'm sorry. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you. Rabbi Lang? Remain standing, please. Rabbi.
You know this takes forever.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, I heard a yeah. I heard two
It's
yes.
gonna be a sermon.
Rabbi.
I told her it was gonna be a sermon. She needs to sit
Listen,
down.
I need practice. This is between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur.
Yom Kippur.
Yom Kippur, by the way, is the most important Jewish day of the year because it's a day of atonement. But we just had Rosh Hashanah, which means New Year. So for me as a Jew, and with the permission of my friend, the mayor, and the rest of our commission, I want to wish everybody a happy new year. You know, we say a sweet
New
year, but it
Year.
really is to have a good year. And a good year means that you have to do the right thing. You have to make it good. And to make it good, you have to be good. Yom Kippur is called the Day of Atonement. If you break down the word, though, it means a day at one-ment. And what I would like to suggest, now because you weren't here in synagogue, you feel guilty, so you're sitting here now, Frank. Let it be noted for the public record that Frank Wolin was not in my synagogue during the holidays. Oops. Never vote for him in the future. Okay. At one-ment means not only to be at one with yourself, but listen, for me, as a chaplain for the city, and I consider myself to be very close to the people in our city, the people who are sitting on the dais. I know almost everyone very personally. People here are our chief, people who are trying to develop businesses, Ronnie Tobin, other people, good friends that I've known for a long time. What bothers me, and my wife tells me that I speak about the same thing every time I'm here. I do. I always speak about unity and diversity. The reason I keep repeating it is because no one listens. So at one mint means this. our city now is on a new course. We have a new mayor, and we have a new councilwoman. Sorry, who
And
did
a
come
new
to shul,
councilman.
but wait. Who did come to shul? By the way, if you look at Ben Ami, it means son of my nation, in Hebrew. So you didn't know you were Hebrew. So now you have to come to services also next week.
Amen.
For all of you, you are always invited. But I went with you to Israel.
What else did you want?
Okay.
What else did you want?
I told you this was never going to end. Okay, listen. First, God should bless everyone here, that they should have only good things. But the concept of at-one-ment, listen. It is what it is. You have the people in our city who are here. And in order for us to succeed, we have to be together. We are allowed to disagree, but it must be in a respectful manner. What troubles me is that there are times that I watch on TV. Again, disagreements are okay, but everyone must be respectful to each other. And so what I am asking is that God should bless everyone here. They should stand up for what they think is right. No one should ever back down from what they think is right. But if it's not approached with a sense of respect for the other person, it's not okay. For our city, I look at our commission. They represent us. They stand up for us, and they are doing everything within their power to do what's right. We don't have to agree with them, but you have to respect them for what they do. We hope that you should all be guided by wisdom, that you should be healthy, and that this new year brings you together to work for the city, that you should be healthy, that you should be happy, and that you should all treat each other with respect. And I'm pleased that as of recent, I have seen nothing but respect from the dais, and it makes me proud. And other people see and watch on TV, and I think that we are coming across to other communities as one which will go from strength to strength. And so thank you for allowing me to be here, and I will see you all in synagogue Shabbos. By the way, we didn't have enough people, so please come. It's free. Anyone who has any sins, if you don't, I'll give you some. But everyone, no, seriously, we accept everyone. We want everyone. Please come, because otherwise it'll look like it's my fault. I promise next time I won't speak shorter. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Be well. Mr. Manager, have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Shana
Rabbi.
Tova.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, and happy Yom Kippur.
Oh, you're supposed to say amen.
Amen. There we go. There we go. Mr. Clerk, roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Galvin.
Here.
Councilwoman Sterrell.
Here.
Mayor Thundrell.
Yes, here.
Councilman Bien-Aimé.
Yeah.
And Councilwoman Keys.
Here.
Mayor, we have a quorum.
Thank you. Mr. City Manager, do we have any addition to the agenda? To our short agenda?
Right.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Yes, we do. In terms of recognition in honor of the National Hispanic Heritage Month, we like to present that at a later agenda. The actual time period is from September through October the 15th.
Thank you.
That's
And thank you. I believe we only have one special presentation today. Telling you, this council is getting better and
Sign
better.
up for your library card month.
Yes, we'd like to call Miss Lucia, our librarian, our director of the library, in recognition to the North Miami Public Library. Council, please follow me. Councilwoman Keys.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Vamos.
Ven acá. Sí, necesitamos preguntar a la señora una recordatoria, ¿sí? It's National Heritage Month, so everybody should do the effort to speak Spanish. Yeah, not, yes, it's CC. This recognition from the city of North Miami to North Miami Public Library in honor for Sign Up Your Library Club Card Month. During the month of September, librarians across the country remind parents that a library card is an important back-to-school tool. This initiative continues to enhance the educational experience while encouraging the public to utilize valuable community resources such as our local library. It is presented this 10th day of September 2013. Congratulations.
Voy a decir unas palabras. No, very quickly. If you come and get your library card this month, first-time library card registrants, you will get, courtesy of the Miami Dolphins, a wonderful little cover for your card that says, "Read to win with the Miami Dolphins." So this is for first-time card holders. And in the back, I have a snapshot of the library because so many of you don't know what goes on in your local library. I have put this report together for all of you to enjoy, and I hope to see you at the library. Thank you.
On behalf of the library, I know a lot of people feel that because of the internet access that people do not go to the library anymore. I have to say, I don't know about other library, but the City North Miami Library is different. I was at the library yesterday, actually. After school, the library packed. Even in the lobby, people that was not just hanging out, which is a good place to hang out, but they were actually reading using the computer. And again, it is, I would say, a boost to make sure that we upgrade our library and give you everything that you need, all the tools that's needed for our kids to be better educated and make sure that they continue to read. Congratulations. Good job.
Thank you. The reason I believe that the Hispanic Heritage, National Heritage Month is not being presented today is because, contrary to the past, we would like to see more of our celebration, whether it's Hispanic or otherwise. We would like it to be educational for the community. In terms of, I believe this year we are going to celebrate Puerto Rico as a country, and I believe there are many questions that not only children but also adults may have regarding this country. We need to know if it's part of the United States, if the Puerto Ricans are considered Americans. Why aren't there under 50 stars that we have on our flag? Many questions that we would like to know about Puerto Rico, their culture. Instead of simply giving awards, we would like to see a presentation on the country, having somebody from Puerto Rico go into the schools, explain to the students, give short lecture, or to the library. We would like to be more involved instead of simply giving recognition or proclamation to something. We would like to get something out at the end of the month that everybody should learn something new on that country that is being honored, and see different activities being done throughout the city for that country. So I believe that you will be hearing a lot of invitations regarding this Hispanic Heritage Month that we're going to do. And usually I realize that the reason why people are racist is because they're ignorant. The more you learn about other people's culture, the more you understand. That's why we always encourage people to travel. Go outside of your box and see what's out there. That way, you'll have a better understanding of what's going on around the world and respect people's culture and respect other people's belief as well. So from now on, whenever we are celebrating a country, we need to have informations about that country. And we are counting on the consulate of those countries or whoever represent them in order for them to inform us on what they have, what they do, how they dance, what they eat. Do they snore like everybody? Do they sneeze like everybody? Or do they get sick like everybody? So that way people don't believe some people are out of space because they are different culture, different color, or different religion. City manager.
City events.
City events, please.
We invite our public information manager, Pam Solomon, to come forward.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. And to our viewers at home, I'd like to share a few of our upcoming events for the month of September 2013 here in the city of North Miami. And as it was mentioned, tomorrow is 9/11. I know it conjures up many memories for each and every one of us as far as the events that took place on September 11, 2001. Tomorrow, we take a moment to pause. Tomorrow evening at 5:15 in front of the North Miami Police Headquarters, located at 700 Northeast 124th Street. We invite you to join the City of North Miami to commemorate the 12th anniversary of the terrorist attacks of 9/11 and in remembrance of the lives lost on that day. So please join us tomorrow evening, September 11, 2013 at 5:15 in front of the North Miami Police Department. This Thursday, September 12th, we are hosting a vendor workshop. We invite businesses to learn how to do business with the City of North Miami. It's sponsored by our purchasing department. It will take place at the Gwen Margolis Community Center, located at 1580 Northeast 123rd Street. Businesses will learn how to register as a vendor for the city, how to prepare and submit bid submittals properly, as well as a whole host of information regarding governmental procurement. For questions, you may contact the North Miami Purchasing Department at 305-895-9886, or you can also log on to our website at northmiamifl.gov/purchasing. We also have flyers available in the back of the council chambers this evening for that event. Saturday, September 14th, our councilman, BNMA, is hosting a community workshop for District 3, and we are inviting residents of North Miami's District 3 to come share your ideas and discuss issues and concerns with Councilman BNMA that day. Once again, that's Saturday, September 14th from 10 a.m. until 11:30 a.m. at the Griffin Community Center, located at 12220 Griffin Boulevard. On Friday, September 20th, Olita Partners Local Preference Office, in collaboration with the City of North Miami, is hosting a business, jobs, and training forum at the Biscayne Landing Administrative Offices, located at 15045 Biscayne Boulevard, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's free registration. You're invited to learn more about the programs that are taking place to involve local businesses, as well as to provide job training to residents to work on the Biscayne Landing property and the development that is coming forward there. Presentations will be happening on the Spine Road project regarding bidding and potential job opportunities for that, joint ventures and subcontracting, local business qualification, and more. For more information, contact the Office of Local Preference Office at Biscayne Landing at 786-629-3337. The North Miami Community Concert Band is a volunteer band, and they are kicking off their concert series season on Sunday, September 22nd from 2 to 4 p.m. at the Gwen Margolis Community Center. Once again, that's located at 1580 Northeast 123rd Street. Doors open at 1 p.m. The concert begins at 2, and there is a small donation to attend the concert. It's a best entertainment value in South Florida. If you haven't heard the North Miami Concert Band, we invite you to listen to their Sunday concerts. It's the third Sunday of each month at the Gwen Margolis Center. For more information, you can visit their website at northmiamiconcertband.com. And last but certainly not least, a program at the North Miami Public Library regarding visiting artists. We have Exile Identity. It's a presentation by visual artist Nereda Garcia Ferraz. She will be there on Tuesday, September 24th, beginning at 4:30 p.m. with an interactive discussion and presentation of her visual arts. followed by a hands-on workshop for teens and adults. So for more information, you can contact the library or visit the library at northmiamifl.gov/NoMi library. That's NOMI library. Thank you.
Thank you. City Manager through Dr. Claude, Deputy Manager on the hurricane preparedness. I know Humberto is coming, and God, if he's anything like the Humberto that I knew in my past, we are in deep trouble. Go ahead.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. When it comes to hurricane preparedness, the city is as prepared as we can be, and nothing new to report. When it comes to the storm, Mayor, we relied on Miami-Dade County for our information on the storm. And if it's not a threat for South Florida, and more specifically for the county, it's not reported.
Okay, so should we worry about Humberto or Gabriel? Both of them are coming.
Until now, we haven't heard from Dade County, from Dade County EOC.
Okay, because on the news, it's a big deal. It's all the way in Dakar, from what I saw last night, and it was already a headline, like we are waiting for it.
We always have that on the news, but we relied on the Miami-Dade County EOC.
Okay, let's not try to call our kids the bad hurricanes. You know, after Andrew, nobody want to call their kids Andrew. Do you have Andrew on your middle name, Councilman Galvin?
Yes.
Oh, see? He does know. Oh, God. City Manager, any project update?
Yes, Mayor and Council, we like to happily report tonight on the Cagney Park Northfield project. As you know, the school board is completing the gymnasium. We are going through the final inspections over the next 2 weeks. Effective October the 1st, the joint use of that facility will begin. The school will be using it during the day, and the city will have use of it in the evening. And so we will be bringing a whole host of new projects or events there at that gymnasium. I know, Mayor, you mentioned a couple that you would like to see, gymnastics. So we are looking at that location to have that much needed program.
Yeah, we need to prepare our kids for the next Olympics, so therefore we need space and have. We used to have gymnastics in the city before, and all of a sudden it stopped. And when I'm looking at the efforts parents have made to make sure that their children get into the Olympics, I think we should be able to compete with any other city or any other states when it comes to gymnastics. So if we put it available for our children, at least we can one day hope that we will be on television with our kids and be proud of them.
That's one of a few projects that will be there at that gymnasium. And also regarding the field, a contractor has been selected. Construction should begin in the month of November, and it's estimately that 9 months will be the completion date. So by mid-summer of 2014, we're looking to have that facility open.
That's
wonderful. It's a new park in the city. And that will conclude the city projects update.
Thank you. Citizen Forum is now open for any of you who wishes to speak. Please state your name and address, and everybody have 2 minutes to speak.
Richard Ennis, 13030 Northeast 10th Avenue. When you were speaking about infrastructure, repairs, and things of that nature in the last meeting, and I wasn't allowed to get up and talk about it, so I'm going to have to do it tonight. Two things I want to talk about. Number one, if you thought the Asplund people were bad before, the new contractor that FPNL has is even worse. I've already spoken to Aleem, and he's going to come out and look at some of the trees that they've destroyed, and some of them are going to have to be removed. They're dying, whatever. So that's being taken care of.
Excuse me, can you repeat what you just said? I'm not sure I understood properly.
The
You mentioned FPNL?
Yes, the new contractor that's cutting. You better add this to my 2 minutes because I'm having to repeat it. The new contractor that's cutting trees for FP&L is worse than Asplund. They were bad, but these people are worse. They're cutting trees at the base, not even close to secondary lines. They're cutting them near the Bell South and Comcast lines. They're destroying trees in the swale it's ridiculous. They need to be stopped. So Aleem will get with their liaison or whatever once I show them some of the problems. Second thing I want to talk about is, and so all has to do with infrastructure. 10th Avenue, TECO People's Gas had a main line from 125th Street to 135th Street that was leaking about at 80%. There must be 30 holes that have been cut into 10th Avenue from them attempting to find these leaks in the past. They finally put a new main line. The old main was on the east side of 10th Avenue in the street. The new main is on the west side in the 500 feet south of my house, it's in the swale. 500 feet north of my house, it's going more to the sidewalk. It's connected in front of my house. And they've also dug up new holes, putting the 2-inch lines off of that, moving them from the old main. I don't think they've even they may have shut down the old main since then, but that street is terrible. It's been ignored since it was closed off at 135th Street. It's supposedly a state road, but 12th Avenue is also a state road. It's been paved twice, and 10th Avenue hasn't been touched in years. The only thing that they did was school board came in and put sidewalks because of W.J. Bryan, and where there weren't sidewalks, because we couldn't do them, and the county wasn't going to do them. The school board paid for them, and they also put new striping in the crosswalks, but that's been destroyed by half of these things that the TECO people did, or the contractors for TECO. So someone needs to get together with whoever, Monestein or whoever it is that we need to talk to in the county to get someone to redo 10th Avenue. I got 15 seconds.
No, he started after your second speech.
Oh, okay. One other quick thing. There was someone here last year, some green company that was looking for money from the city. They say they interact with the schools. Well, someone needs to get into the schools and teach the children that the area that they walk from their school to their home is their community. I've so many times been tempted to bring a box of whatever I collect in my yard, anywhere from condoms to beer bottles to iced tea cans and styrofoam cups with chicken bones. And obviously they won't do it when I'm outside, or they will have enough nerve to do it sometimes when I catch them and I walk up and I bring them, I'll hand them back to them. So someone needs to get into the school and teach them how not to litter.
Wonderful, thank you. Citizen Forum is still open. Citizen Forum is now closed. Mr. Consent agenda. Consent agenda.
Do we have a motion to?
Do we have a motion?
Madam Mayor.
Yes.
If you allow me, I'm not gonna ask to remove an item, but I do have a question. One of the item in the consent agenda. Item B. Unfortunately, my iPad is not allowing me to go to the packet. The transition from 18,000 to 23,000. I just wanna, clarification on exactly what was the issue.
Sure. Through the mayor, Councilwoman, this is our roofing program. It was only approved for us to repair up to 18,000. On this particular project, it has an extra large roof with extensive damage, and the lowest bid that we were able to get was $23,300. So tonight, on this agenda, we're requesting approval to go up to that lowest bidder.
Okay. Mine or the question, is it the 18,000 is, would you ask, I would say, a builder for that price? That's how you guys, that's how you find out the 18,000. My concern is that I don't want every time that you're redoing someone's roof, you have to come before us because the actual price right now is 23,000. So that will delay the process of the work. But from what you're just saying, the $18,000 will be the standard price, but the $23,000 is just because of it, unusual circumstances.
It's unusual circumstances, and it's up to 18,000. Some of the roofs are, below the 18,000.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question. Didn't we have an estimate for this particular roof prior to of allowing the funds for it to be replaced?
On the roofs, once you start to go in to repair them, there's other damage that does
Yes, you're right.
exist, rotten areas that you don't know, and it's hard to predict.
Got you.
So we tried to go up to that 18, but this one had extensive damage.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
You're welcome.
Madam Mayor,
Mhm.
I'd like to pull item C off of the consent agenda for discussion and standalone vote, please. Is it necessary to have a motion?
No. He wants to remove it from tab C to put it in.
Discussion to regular agenda.
Okay. So tab C becomes what tab you want, City Manager?
Yeah, it can still be C, just
We move it
after
to-
we close. Consent would now
Okay.
be A and B, with C being standalone.
Very good. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Now, do we have a motion for consent agenda?
So moved.
Second it.
Anyone wishes to register no?
Item passes 5-0.
Thank you. Mr. Clerk.
Tab C. Proposed resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, approving the proposed schedule of fees pursuant to Article Roman numeral 4, Chapter 13 of the City of North Miami Code of Ordinances, entitled Dangerous Intersection Safety, also known as the Red Light Camera Ordinance, as authorized by Section 316.0083, Florida Statutes, open parentheses 2013, close parentheses, providing for repeal, conflicts, severability, codification, and an effective date.
Anyone wishes to move?
Sure.
Yes?
The reason I wanted to pull it is my concern that we continue to make this fee heavy, these red light cameras. I worry that we've become more focused on income than on public safety, and I worry about the financial burden we continue to put on residents. Though I understand this would comply with what's allowed under state statute, I don't think we'd necessarily have to do this, putting these new fees in place for people to be able to appeal and such.
I would like to hear from Mr. Sori, since it was his item, isn't it?
No.
No?
This
Explain
was
us.
discussed. Sure.
What should be the fee?
state
I would say?
How much
allows-
is the fee and what is?
Form.
Yeah. The state allows up to $250. We took into consideration what Councilman Galvin did indicate. So we looked at our cost in running the program, having the special magistrates. So the state says $250. Staff is going to $75. That's
$75?
$75.
Oh,
That's a
okay.
very low fee compared to what the state has allowed.
Okay. So in plain English, what you telling the people that are watching or that are here tonight, those who do get a ticket from the red light camera have the opportunity to come in front of a magistrate right here in the city to appeal their case.
Correct.
And if they lose the case, there will be a court fee of $75
Instead of $250.
instead of the $250 that the state have put. We are setting our own fee for $75 instead of $250. Is that correct?
That's correct.
It used to be what, 158?
No,
I'm
it's
not for
220.
sure what it.
On top of that,
The
On top of
ticket
the
is
ticket, remember?
158.
Yeah, but how much it used to be before
for
then?
the court
if-
costs.
No, it's 153.
No.
They give you a
158.
ticket for 150 something.
What
But when you go to court, you have to pay us an additional 250
But
something.
this is a new fee that the city of North Miami will be charging, so I don't believe that fee used to exist, period. I think this is a brand-new fee, if I'm not mistaken.
It used to exist on the old program. The old program did have a court cost. In fact, that with the ticket was more, but what the state law was telling cities and counties that they cannot charge more than $250. Most cities are going with the $250, but we're electing to go with $75. We felt that that was reasonable considering what the costs involved in this.
Madam Mayor, through you to the staff, what was our previous red light camera administrative hearing fee amount?
I'm not for sure what that cost.
Is there anybody in the room who would know?
And before, they used to go to the county.
Correct.
And the county charged them a fee.
Correct.
Based on the new law, they have to come here, and then we will charge $75 instead of up to $250.
Correct.
And this is the law that took effect on July the 1st of 2013, which means the county used to pay us, if it was a camera from the city of North Miami, a certain percentage of the people who would go to court. Am I right? Or this is the first time we're having this here? This is something we're putting together, or is it something that existed before? Because Vice Mayor Galvin is asking how much did we use to charge the people prior to this time? Do you not recall the fee, Mr. Galvin?
I don't recall that this existed, and that's why I'm asking if somebody has to know what was our previous fee. If we didn't charge this before, then all I want to point out is that we're adding an extra cost to our residents if they wish to appeal. That's the only point I want to make.
Yes, Councilwoman.
I think we're dancing around the question or the answer. The councilman is right. That was never existed before, because that they were never supposed to come to us.
Right,
I know that I had a ticket, so I didn't have to come to the city of North Miami. I had to go to Dade County. So he's right. But however, my case was dismissed because that I was not supposed to take the tickets. But if it was not dismissed, there was a fee attached to that. So how much was that fee?
Okay, can I just correct you?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
in 2010, the city did have a red light camera program.
Yeah.
The state allowed for municipalities to have red light cameras, and as you recall, different cities had red light cameras, and you had one in this city. Then the state changed the law and said, we're bringing them all to county court. So if anyone had a red light ticket, you had to go downtown and pay $258.
Yep.
Plus whatever the court cost was.
It was
at the time.
$119. I'm learning.
$119 plus the $250 plus the ticket costs.
Yeah.
Plus the ticket costs. So then the state law, the state said, you know what, we're going to bring them back to the cities. So now we are instituting, pursuant to your previous mandates, the municipal program to which the city is now requesting a court costs similar to the court cost that you had prior when you had it in the city, similar to the court cost that the county court had when they had it in the Miami-Dade County Traffic Court. That will be here for $75. So it was indeed in the city of North Miami.
How much was the fee at that time in 2010?
It was $119. That's what the county was charging.
Okay.
Can I say something? Please. I think that the fee is, I spoke to Mr. Sewell, I think this fee is very reasonable. We've had to hire a new position, a new magistrate, just to hear these cases. Somebody has to pay for it.
Right.
And although if our residents know it, they will drive a little more carefully. But these red light cameras are on main highways that people from all over the city and state are driving up and down US 1. They're using our pass-throughs, 135th and 125th. So this is not just our residents. These are strangers coming into our city, and we shouldn't be giving them a free chance to go out and get their ticket canceled. We have to pay for this, and this is not a gift to people.
Right.
And it's reasonable.
Just to add on, Councilwoman Keys, the county was charging us $158 for the citation. Court cost was $119, so the total is $277. Now that it's down here, it's going to be a $158 plus $75 if they're found guilty for court costs. So in
It's
lieu of
cheaper than it
119, it's actually cheaper, it's 75,
reasonable.
because it's brought back to the city.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief.
All right.
Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Any second?
I second.
Okay. Anybody wishes to record a no?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, I got it.
I didn't hear the councilwoman. Did the councilwoman vote? Councilwoman Sterile vote?
She did. She seconded.
I know, but did she actually vote? I didn't hear any yays. All I heard were 2 nays, but I didn't
That's what
hear
I said.
any
If
yays.
anybody wishes to record a nay,
So 2 nays were recorded, but 0 yays were recorded, so the measure fails 2-0.
no, it
that's
did
not-
not fail. It passes 3-2.
Would you like me to run roll call, Mayor?
Senior, please.
Okay. Tab C, roll call. Councilwoman Sterile. Councilman Galvin.
No.
Mayor Thundro.
Yes.
Councilman Bename.
No.
Councilwoman Keys.
Yes.
Measure passes 3-2. Tab D, Mayor.
Yes.
A resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida.
Hold on. Hold on a second, please. I just heard Councilman Galvin talk about not hearing Councilwoman Sterile voting yes when she was the one who seconded the motion. So we automatically assume that a vote is yes. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Or
Usually
did
that's-
she specifically had to vote yes on an item?
It depends on how you phrase your question. The way
Let
you
me put it back. Councilman Galvin just mentioned that he didn't hear any yea, he heard 2 nay.
That's correct.
Which means because due to the fact that Councilwoman Sterile had seconded the motion, we automatically assumed that her vote was going to be yes. Is that correct?
No, no, Mayor. What the reason why, the way you phrased the question was, if anyone want a record of no, please state the no.
Right.
So the assumption is, if a person does not record a no, their vote is in the affirmative, and so that's why it passed. So that's how it's usually done. But of course, our recommendation is we always have a roll call vote. But you were right, Mayor, because you said if you want to record a no, please state, and there was only 2 no, so the assumption is the other 3 record a yay. But it's
we
always
shouldn't be in
safer
and I
to
don't
have
want,
a roll
I
call.
we've got a short agenda. I want to get out of here. I'm not looking to beat this up. But if we can't assume anybody's vote, under Robert's rules, the maker of the motion is expected and has to vote yes, but the second of the motion doesn't have to vote yes. So, in reality, until those yes votes are recorded, I'm just trying to
I understand.
because if you just say all no's and then there's no yays, technically nobody ever voted in favor.
Well,
Now, Mr. Clerk, do me a favor. Can you pull the minutes from the last meeting for me? While we're on break, I can verify something.
Okay. we
Okay,
can.
let's continue with tab D.
Okay, let me go back to my box and find it. Okay, tab D, a resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami allowing the city administration to exceed the maximum award amount per eligible property under the Northwest 7th Avenue Commercial Facet Program guidelines from $80,000 to $140,000 in order to provide additional assistance for one commercial facet rehabilitation project, providing for an effective date and all other purposes. It's tab D.
I move the motion.
Second.
City Manager.
If the dais desires, we do have the property owner present tonight if you need any further information on this item.
Okay.
We did not ask for it.
We can ask for a public hearing to be opened.
If
Public
the
hearing
people-
open. Public hearing is now closed. I guess the property manager is not here.
The property manager is here.
Okay. Can we?
Yeah, if you desire to get further information.
I would like to.
I saw them earlier. Oh.
Yes, good evening. My name is Joe Alvarez, 2327 Northwest 9th Street, Miami. I'm the property manager of this project. The reason that we have we have asked the council and the mayor to upgrade the amount to 140,000 is because the project has it has gone over the budget, and also we're giving also back to the city a little bit by giving a police substation and for free for 5 years in this particular shopping center.
You the one. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
This is actually, I think we at one point we put this for everybody to see, but this is something that is what it's going to become, of the project. I don't know if the cameras can get it.
Yes.
You want camera? Okay, perfect. Yeah. So that's basically the facade improvement on this particular project. And one of the corners here.
Can
we're
you,
gonna have
the
substation.
mic, please?
Speak into the microphone there.
I'm sorry, Carl. Okay, so in one of the corners here, we're going to have Pizza Hut in one side, and then in the other side, we're going to have the substation, which we're going to do everything possible to give it ready to be used by the city and the police department there.
Okay. I'd like to thank you, but from $80,000 to $140,000?
Well, the project cost up to now is $287,880. It's going to span to probably 400 and something, because we're going to try to change the whole front of the glass to impact in all the stores. So we're working on that, and also there was some other things that we're going to do in the parking lot, landscaping and all that. So it's going to be a lot more probably than what we have the contract for right now.
Okay, thank you. City manager, if we vote for this particular item in order to give to the property owner the assistance that is required in order for him to upgrade this building, do we have a clause in the contract that says, because we've seen that in the city before, after we spend city money in rehabilitated buildings, they go around and sell it? Is there any clause that prevent property owners, once we spend city dollars in doing renovation, that will prevent them from selling it?
Yes, Mayor and Council. One of the things we did in this contract, we extended, the program was originally 5 years, that it would be prorated or forgiven over a 5-year period. We extended it to a 7-year period. If the property is sold within that time period, then that portion that has remained has to be returned back to the program. For instance, he's asking for 140. We're going to prorate that over a 7-year period. Each year, it will come off in sevenths. If he sells it in 2 years, 5/7 of this amount would have to be returned back to the city. One of the things that we tried to do was vet the owners, look at the owners, look at their longevity, how long have they been in the city, and what have you. So this particular shopping center has been in the city for a long time. The owner's been there for a very long time. They're trying to bring other types of businesses back into that particular shopping center.
Are there any existing tenants in that shopping center?
Yes, there are. There's the Pizza Hut. There is a dollar store.
Oh, that's next to the gas station.
That's correct.
Right, it's on the north side of the gas station.
Okay. Now, my other question, my other concern is this. In reality, we're looking to invest money in the businesses that are in North Miami that are struggling. And I want to be sure that once we go through this, they're not going to start raising the rent on the tenants that are already on those locations, because it's renovated, it's brand new, and it's look better. So therefore, we're going to raise the rent on these people that are already there. how can we ensure that such thing is applied?
What we have been doing, even on the CRA side, is whenever we give funding for those businesses that are renting, we go in and we strengthen the lease agreement. We try to get a longer term, and we try to change the conditions that even if the property is sold, for instance, we may help a person in a particular bay, like Mocha Cafe, next door. If that building was to be sold, we have it where the lease is transferable to the new owner, which secures the business. So there's initiatives such as that, which we have done to protect the renters, who are most of our business owners, as well as to ensure that if the property is sold, that the remaining of those funds unforgivable would be returned back to the city.
Very good. Have you ever, if we cross the street from his shopping center, that's part is unincorporated deed, is that correct?
That's correct, but that's a
And
part
it's
of
part
the
of the donut that we
annexation
go in. Okay, very good. Okay.
package.
I was going to see there is a big difference between the two shopping centers. If you go across the street, it looks very bad, and his looks fairly new. I mean, I remember when the Pizza Hut moved down there, and I believe there's a religious article. I needed a Bible one day. Somebody took me there, and no, interesting. Okay, very good. And I have heard. I would like to thank you because we've been advertising in the community that we will have a substation on the west side.
Yes.
I've known the area. I didn't put a face to the name when it was when it came to my attention that somebody was going to give away space for our police. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Madam Mayor, thank you so much, Joe, for coming back. When I saw the increase, I did talk to the city manager and staff, and I have to disclaim that I did meet with the owner that's in the audience as well. I shared the concern, and I was happy to know that they negotiate with the city manager that will follow through. One other thing that I was concerning about is the tenants, which he was gladly to respond to us. And we also discussed about the 5 years, and is it that they agreed? And I know that you were supposed to think about if you agree on the 7 years or the 5 years.
On the
Not
substation.
not the substation. Is the agreement that we were talking about? Instead of having the 5 years, then we request 7 years. Is
Yes.
that solid on the agreement?
Yeah, that was our presentation to the owner, that it would not be a 5-year forgivable.
Yeah, I was there in the
7
meeting.
year.
Okay.
7-year
Okay.
forgivable. That
Good.
would be the terms of this agreement.
So if this passed, which I'm hoping that passed, and my other concern was specifically why I met with them, it's because of the amount of money that we have to add. From what I understand, the dollar amount that we have for 7th Avenue, we calculate we wanted to do a certain number of building, but however, some buildings are shorter, for lack of better terminology, are shorter than others. So we realized that this building is one of the longest strip on 7th Avenue.
Smaller
So
and
so I really encourage that this body agree to provide that money to this company to give 7th Avenue a better face.
No, I have asked the city manager the same questions that I've just asked the owner, and he did answer me. I just wanted to be reassured that you're on record.
Okay, but I'm not the
agreeing-
owner. Okay, I
No,
just
no,
wanna
no. She
clarify that.
is.
Okay,
She's
owner
the
is-
owner, but
Who's she?
she is. But he represents them. Mine other question, but I think all that we discussed, I just want to say that it's already on paper, is in the agreement.
Right.
My other question: if this passed tonight, are you guys ready to move on to the construction to start as soon as possible, or are you guys still on?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely, yes. I think we are in the process right now, so it should be very short.
Please use the
before
mic.
We can get a permit on this particular.
And one other thing that I really appreciate about this owner, most of the owners on 7th Avenue, because myself, I do the legwork, go from business to business and asking who the business owners. Some of them don't even live, not even in Florida, believe it or not. But she is the tenant. I talked to them. They told me that, yeah, she answered our call, and they were really worried when I tell them the work that the city was going to do with you guys. So they were kind of concerned about increasing the rent. But when I tell them that the city's, you in agreement not to increase it just because of the renovation, so they were very happy about it. And if there was not a motion, I make the motion. I think I did.
We have a motion and a second on the floor.
Okay.
I just like to add, I think it looks like a nice project, and I had asked for a little backup, and the only thing I can say to people out there listening is that there is a proposal contract, and we were supplied, and it was only sent to me, a list of the repairs, and the repairs do all seem to be in compliance, that they're all for the facade, outside, and landscaping, and everything is what will be seen from the outside, nothing is for the internal repairs. I do wish, though, that this had been on the agenda in the package so the world could see that we were, in fact, compliant. And also, this is the first time I heard that that's where the police substation was going to be. So I would have liked that on the record. So our residents out there know that we are spending wisely. We're not just giving money away, because it sounds like a good project.
Yes, and also we're taking the tab for the police station. We're doing everything there, so they don't have to spend any money basically on the construction part of it.
Very good. And how big of a space is that police station going to be substation?
Well, it's approximately 950 square feet. The area.
950?
Yes.
Which means a quarter of this room?
Well, it's as deep as this room, as deep as this room, and like 15 feet wide. But it's very open, and we're making a handicap bathroom. We're going to be making a handicap bathroom in the back, and like a kitchenette area also. And so it's just all that is going to go all the way in the back. So the whole front is going to be completely open.
Thank you. There's a motion that has been seconded. City Clerk.
Mayor Thundro.
Yes.
Councilman Bieneme.
Yes.
Councilwoman Keys.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Councilwoman Steril.
Yes.
And Vice Mayor Galvin.
Yes.
5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Tab E, Mayor.
Yes.
Tab E, a resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, authorizing the city manager to issue a purchase order for a special weapons and tactics SWAT van to be placed in service by the North Miami Police Department at a cost not to exceed $108,780 from the Federal Equitable Sharing Funds account to piggyback a competitive bid award by the sheriff's offices and local governmental agencies of the state of Florida. Cooperative bid for pursuit administrative utility vehicles, trucks, and vans, bid number 12-20-905, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes.
Move approval.
That's Galvin.
Any second?
Second.
Okay.
Public hearing is open. Public hearing is closed. City Manager.
Mayor, our prior SWAT truck has reached its life, and the funding source would be from the Federal Equitable Sharing Funds. So that's will be the funding source. It would not be the general fund. We respectfully request that this item be considered.
Were we, excuse, Madam Mayor,
Mm-hmm.
that's a question. Were we not recently awarded or donated another SWAT truck, an armored car or something in the last year or two?
Through the mayor, Councilwoman Keys, yes. As a Band-Aid, because we had not been able to have a funding source to purchase vehicles, we were donated a armored truck that the company gave because it had reached its lifetime with them, but it still had another year or so use out of it, so they donated it to the city.
Okay.
Mr. Clerk, roll call, please.
Councilman Bien-Aimé.
Yes.
Councilwoman Keys.
Yes.
Councilwoman Steril. Vice Mayor Galvin.
Yes.
Mayor Thundro.
Yes.
Measure passes 5-0. Tab F, Mayor.
Mm-hmm.
A resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, authorizing the city manager to execute a purchase order between the city of North Miami and Second Chance Holdings, Inc., DBA, doing business as, Budget Car Rental, in accordance with the Southeast Florida Governmental Purchasing Cooperative Group, RFP number 13-C-103, to provide the police department with undercover vehicle rental services in the amount not to exceed $105,000 per year, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes.
Public hearing is open. Public hearing is closed.
Move approval.
Second.
Any discussion?
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Where is this business located?
Budget,
What is it?
it's budget rental car. It's the corporation. It's a bid that we get from the corporate.
Okay, we had different
we-
rental cars sent to us, and then we choose what? How do you?
Yeah, we used to have Enterprise,
Mhm.
and so their price changed. We did a proposals, and budget came in the lowest.
Okay, no problem.
Mr. City Clerk.
Councilwoman Keys.
Yes.
Councilwoman Steril.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Galvin.
Yes.
Mayor Thundro.
Yes.
And Councilman Bien-Aimé.
Yes.
Measure passes 5-0. Tab G, Mayor.
Yes, sir.
A resolution of the
You have
mayor.
to ask me each time?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I don't
let me
want
just make
to. I don't
sure.
want to interrupt. I just want to make sure you don't.
You were
wanna
supposed to call
comment.
the tab, so
Ah.
you
You're
were
supposed to
supposed to
say
follow.
Tab G.
I'm
clerk.
such in a hurry to get out
No,
of
that's
here
fine.
tonight.
I don't mind.
that,
I'll get it going.
You can go ahead without me giving you the permission.
That'll work, Mayor. All
Go
right.
ahead.
Tab G. A resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, urging the Congressional Black Caucus delegation and the 113th Congress of the United States to enact comprehensive immigration reform, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes.
Move approval.
Second.
Where am I?
Public hearing is open.
On
Public
what?
hearing is now closed. Discussion, please.
Seriously?
Yes, I understand that the Congressional Black Caucus is done every year, and this is another opportunity for us in the city to urge President Obama to move on with the family reunification program like he did with the Cubans. For those who don't know anything about immigrations, once somebody petition for a family member, husband, wife, children that are over 21, once the National Visa Center approve your visa, there is a waiting period for your visa to be, for a priority date to be available. And what happened most of the time, it goes up to 10 to 12 years of wait. What it did for the Cubans, it was an executive order. It was not passed by Congress. It was an executive order from President Obama, is that they allowed them to come to the United States in order for them to wait for their priority date to come up. While they're here, they'll have their work permit until they can go to immigration and get their green card. The city of North Miami would like to urge President Obama once again to ensure that family reunification program is the best it's the best thing, the best way to go, best route. Especially, we just have a young lady who drowned in West Palm Beach. I don't know if you have heard, trying to make it by boat. Once again, she was on the waiting list because she aged out. It turns out to be a tragedy. And if we were to have family reunification program, we would eliminate this type of tragedy in our community.
Okay. So is it an item to vote on?
Yes.
Okay.
Because we have to
do we
bring
have
the
a
resolution
motion?
from the city
Okay,
to
I make the
Congress when we
motion
go there.
to, I think.
We have a motion and a second on the
Okay,
floor,
so
Councilwoman.
Call the roll.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Sterriel.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Galvin.
Yes.
Mayor Thundro.
Yes.
Councilman Bien-Aimé.
Yes.
And Councilwoman Keys.
Yes.
Measure passes 5-0. Tab H, request discussion and approval to to direct the city manager to conduct further inquiry on the 150-acre preserve owned by the state of Florida located in the city of North Miami.
Public hearing is open. Public hearing is now closed.
Madam Mayor, this is an
Any
item.
discussion?
Yes, this is an item that I asked the city manager to put in the agenda. The last meeting, I know that we had a discussion about that 150 acres. From what I understand, the city manager and I, we went on the site to take a look at it, understand what was going on. Before we know it, the state pull it out. But again, I'm not satisfied to just pull it out. But I'm asking this body to agree with me to give the city manager direction to go and plead before the state to give it to us, to make sure that in the near future the state does not sell it to a developer. At least we'll have jurisdiction to make sure that we keep it as preserved. I know this is something that will be agreed on, but I didn't think that it would be fair to have any staff to work on our behalf without us our consentment.
Wasn't it this thing that the young lady came last week?
Yes,
and did the
correct.
presentation on?
Correct.
The ones that the
correct. But the
the
state
ones that we
actually
got
put it
beaten
out.
up by the Miami Herald,
Yes.
and that Vice Mayor Galvin and Councilwoman Keys got praised on it. You know we're on a war, so let that body be Councilwoman Keys and Vice Mayor Galvin on it.
As long as it gets
No matter what you do, you're wrong, okay?
As long as our land gets saved, I don't take
Councilwoman,
Madam Mayor,
no matter what you do, you're wrong with the Miami Herald.
If you know,
so don't try this. Give it to Councilwoman Keys.
I'm sorry, Madam Mayor.
Okay.
If you know a little bit about me, I have been in this council for the past 8 years. Miami Herald or anyone that chooses to be against what I do is not in interest to me. My focus will remain the same. If for the betterment of the city, I will continue to work for the city. I can care less about my color, identity, or sexual orientation, or gender. You name it, it's not a concern to me.
What
but
you
the
eat,
point
you
is,
and Bon Appetit,
I
you
don't
couldn't
eat
care.
that. Actually,
Okay.
for the past 8-9 months, I have not eaten meat. So I don't even eat meat. I eat fish. So religions, it's not a matter to me. I will continue to focus and to work for the city of North Miami, specifically for the District 4. But nowadays, I feel that an urgency to pay attention to the entire city as a whole. I think that the discussion for the 150 acres, it's a very important part of the city. Is a land that we should acquire. I don't know why it was not ours, but right now I think this is the time for us to focus. We will always, trust me, you have 2 years, you will have those.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. So
Okay,
let's just focus.
For the sake of getting praised by the Herald, I move for it.
Thank you. The mayor moved my motion, but I second
In my dream.
I second my motion to actually say it's not a motion. It's
I
just a
agree.
recommendation
Madam,
that I
Where
give the
are you
city.
going to send? Where are you going to send the manager? They've already had their first hearing, or their first hearing is actually Friday.
Okay, here I think that what we were what is it? It's that they will move it from the list. They will not have a.
It has been removed from the
Yes.
list.
So what we asking is to start finding information what the process will be to ask them to give that land to the city. So that's all I don't have information. I don't think the city manager have information, but I'm just asking for us to give him direction to find any kind of information out there to bring it back to us, and then we'll take it from there.
In the meantime, we can also call the legislators that we are friends
Do
with
whatever that we can
in
do.
Tallahassee and have them work on our behalf in
Lobbyists
this particular project.
Is
If
that a
there's any
consensus?
more comments, Mr. Clerk,
No.
would you please do a roll call?
What is the
It's
motion?
not a motion. It's
There
just a
is to vote.
I just give it.
Recommendation.
Well, okay. I make the motion. Let me make it simple. I make the motion to
I
give.
gave
Yeah, we already have a motion and a second. And
Whatever.
Could you read
All
that?
right,
Could
guys.
Instead of
Okay.
anybody wishes to record a nay,
Could-
can
could-
you go ahead and do roll call for the record?
Could you read the
Absolutely,
motion?
Mayor.
What is the motion?
The motion was made and second. It's basically approving and directing the city manager to conduct further inquiry on the 150-acre preserve owned by the state of Florida located in the city of North Miami. This is a direction to the city
To the
manager.
city manager.
To be given to the
To
city.
the city.
That's correct. Councilman Galvin.
Yes.
Mayor Thundro.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Vice Mayor. I'm sorry, it still isn't here yet. Okay, because
You'll get used
Councilman
to it. You have 6 months to learn it.
Yeah, I know. Councilman Viename.
Yes.
Councilwoman Keys.
Yes.
And Councilwoman Starion.
Yes.
Measure passes 5-0.
Thank you.
All right.
We done?
It's on you, Mayor.
Council report. Councilwoman Keys, any report?
No reports. I would like the manager, can we address Mr. Anis's question regarding 10th Avenue, what they're going to do to repair the holes, if they're going to be taking care of that. And I'm also really happy to report, I'm hoping, we have a budget hearing tomorrow night. I hope everybody will attend and come give us your ideas, requests. And I'm really excited for all of those out there listening. I'm hoping that shortly we're going to have streaming of all of our meetings, meaning you can get on the computer. You do not need Channel 77. You'll be able to watch these meetings live.
Thank you. Vice Mayor Galvin?
Thank you. The only thing I want to point out is something I'd already given a heads up to the manager and the police chief on. I was leaving a 2-hour meeting here at City Hall on Friday afternoon and happened to leave at the same time a young family was having their car towed from a council parking spot. So they just come here to pay their water bill and then got saddled with whatever the cost is for being towed from the council parking spots. Not only was I disturbed to see that, I mean, they literally had their young child in hand, but when I looked out, the car that had taken their spot, that had initiated the towing, was a City of North Miami vehicle, not a city council vehicle. If those are indeed the city council spots, as they say, we should not tow in favor of a city employee's vehicle, because that's giving people the impression that city staff outranks the city residents. I'd like us to track down that individual who had his car towed Friday afternoon and refund his money. I think it's only fair. And I think we really need to revisit actually towing cars from those council spots, because I came here tonight and my spot was filled. It's a little bit of an inconvenience, but I just parked across the street and I walked in. I didn't make any noise. I didn't pound my fist. It's not that big of a deal. I want our city hall to be a welcoming place where people feel comfortable coming, not where they feel scared coming. And for the man and woman and the young child who had their car towed, not only did they just get done paying, 6 months worth of water bills, but in return for them coming here, they had their car towed in favor of a city vehicle. So I'd like to ask the council do two things. That one, we give direction to staff to find that gentleman and refund his towing fees or whatever penalties he might have paid. And that two, we cease and desist towing out of the council parking spots. I don't mind giving up my spot to somebody who runs in to pay their water bill.
May I? I think I probably have to apologize to you because I was just told that I park on your spot because that I was trying to rush to the meeting. It was raining and somebody was parking my spot, and I didn't have my umbrella and I couldn't get wet and come here for
Especially
for
paying so much money for your hair.
I didn't want to go there, but I'm sorry that I had to park on your spot, but can you imagine if you had parked on your spot, somebody else parked in my parking spot, so we would not have a meeting, or I couldn't come to the meeting tonight because I didn't have a parking spot to park.
That's the thing. It happens. Weird things like that happen sometimes, and for me, in 14 years, just parking across the street and walking in is not that big of a deal.
Mr. Galvin, there's something that I need to say. I remember I was here when it happened, and the city manager have called the entire floor is trying to find out who this car belongs to. The reason why I don't think it's okay to do that, we are setting a very bad precedent. It says no parking or tow away. There was a risk. When the gentleman parked there, he knew he was taking a risk of having his car towed. I'm not trying to justify what he's done, but I'm trying to say that it's not a matter of the poor guy just paid this. It's a principle of respecting signs. When we're saying no parking or towed away, it will be told if nobody responded. It took 30 minutes when they asked everybody in every department, whose car was it? Nobody responded until they called the tow truck. Secondly, I don't think it's okay for us to park across the street, especially when this city hall have been subject to all type of threats. I would not park my car across the street and walk across the street to come here. And thirdly, I believe that it was not a city car, it was a police car from the city that goes with me around the city and that is also available to the citizens, to the councils, whenever we have functions within the city. Since the Miami Herald is here, I want you to record that, Miss Green. The cars, the city car that was parked on my parking space was used by the police department, that since we have had the threats from the city, somebody wants to blow us out, somebody don't like the fact that black people are in majority in this body, they don't like it. Therefore, it is normal, and I think it is into effect that we do have somebody driving us around. I understand that Councilman Galvin have taken pictures of the city chief taking my daughter to school. I want to clear the record for you.
I've got to clear the record for you, Madam Mayor. I've never.
So whoever's calling whoever's calling the ethic committee to complain, it is my right to be accompanied by a police officer when the city is being threatened by God knows all type of crazy people, and I think my safety is valuable as any of everybody else's safety.
Okay, well, Madam Mayor, I hear where you're coming from. This is all new to me. I just thought that a city staff member had the car towed.
No, it was not.
I didn't know that you had a police escort or any of that.
Yes, you do.
The vehicle.
No,
Mr. City Manager, can you clarify
Can
you please clarify? You know, the thing is, if we're going to be working here as a body, and we are all in the interest of the city, we need to put the hypocritical parts on the side. And I believe last week, 2 weeks ago, when we voted for you to become the vice mayor, is because we were under understanding that we're going to call it, we're going to start from scratch. The same way Councilwoman Keys, when we both were activists, before we got elected, during the elections, we decide, let's say, let's call it truce. Because we are much thing in common than things that divides us. We want the betterness of the city, the advancement of this city. There is absolutely no reason for that picking, calling the ethic commissions on every little thing. This is for people who has absolutely no life and nothing to do, and that have a passion on making other people's life miserable. And if we're going to be a government, if we're going to work together to move the city forward, we need to stop those type of things and go forward with it.
And Madam Mayor, I agree. I want a truce. Mr. Manager, have you told me at any point that this police car belongs to an escort for the mayor?
And council.
Or for whomever?
Through the mayor, councilman, my understanding from the chief of police was that in his further inquiry, we had called the tow company, but the vehicle was not actually towed. So that there's no action for us to take from there.
Okay, well, that's good news then.
Sure.
I mean, you could have told me that when you got my email yesterday, but let me ask that same question I just asked. Have you ever, up to this very moment, told me that this was a police escort for any member of this council?
Councilman, we did not get into detail on that.
So I'm correct. You haven't told me that. I'm just trying to make sure that the mayor doesn't think that I'm throwing stones at her. I had no idea that this was a car affiliated with you. In fact, I didn't even bring up your name tonight. I was just trying to keep it about this. I thought it was just some staff member who wanted to pull rank on a resident. That's what I thought. Secondarily, if it's an escort for mayor and council, you've not offered that escort for me at any point.
You're never here.
I was just here for 2 hours on Friday.
Out of 30 days?
Madam Mayor, I'm not going to be condescending or try to throw stones at you. I'm just asking, Mr. Manager, have you ever offered a police escort to me?
Through the mayor, councilman, as a result of the threats that came into City Hall, we are changing a lot of practices to protect City Hall, and I looked at what other cities are doing, so I am implementing a policy that will go into effect that will have a sergeant of arms for officiating purposes for mayor and council. We will have a sergeant of arms here at the city. If there's any meetings, official meetings, any elected official can have use of that, as the other cities do. When they're not in use in that capacity, they will be here at City Hall as a liaison. I will, opposed to discussing that now, I will get with you later and give you an update and give you the policy on that. But we're not in the position to do that.
But that's something that I would disagree with. I don't know of any city that gives police escorts to its mayor and council on a continuing basis. What cities do that?
Well, if you don't mind, Councilman, I will give you the policy in the cities and that do that. I would be more than happy to give that to you tomorrow.
Is there any one? I mean, I've been sort of called out tonight. I didn't know this was going to go where it's going tonight. So what city in your investigation?
City of Miami and Miami-Dade County is where we adopted our policy, and I will get that to you.
Okay, I just want to be on record as saying then I disagree. I don't think council should be getting escorts wherever. If there's a direct threat, again, nobody from the police department has contacted me to let me know. Nobody from the staff has contacted me to offer any type of escort.
Mr. Galvin, how many functions do you go a month that the city has or that we are invited in?
Here's my calendar.
I'm just asking you, how many have you attended? Because so far, in
If
most
you-
of them that I have attended, I have not met you once. I've met Councilwoman Keys. In most of them, I have not seen you once. So I don't understand why you are here saying that you disagree with this and you disagree with that. If you disagree with it, it is too bad. But I think when we go for official function with the city, yes, it is okay.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Councilman Bien-Aimé, any report?
No, ma'am.
Councilwoman Sterrell, do you have any reports?
Well, I do have reports, Madam Mayor, but this is so juicy. I think that I
You
want
like
a little
juicy
bit-
stuff, don't you?
I have been in the council for 8 years. What
I
do you
hear
think?
You like excitement, huh?
uh,
It's gonna be done by 9 o'clock,
Okay.
remember.
Sorry, I cannot entertain the discussion. I have to move on. Claude Pepper Park. Mr. Manager, it seemed like whenever that the park, I'm talking about the west side of the park by the community center, whenever it needs to be cleaned, I have to come up here or call you to ask you. Can you please make it a practice to make sure that it's clean? Because everybody agree that Claude Pepper Park is the most used park in the city, and people are walking around it. It's kind of like not where that I would like to wake up in the morning and go walk. So please pay attention to it and clean it up for me. I do have something else that I would like to share with council or disclaim that I have been meeting with different people dealing with the local preference. It seemed like between the election and now, local preference just leave on the whole. Everybody's doing everything, and I'm not sure that we have been involved as council enough. So what I'm doing right now, I met with the Millennium. I met with the Miss Gills. That's her name, Miss Gills. I talked to the city manager and the city attorney regarding this as well. I'm about to ask staff to do a presentation to us, to give us an update actually about the local preference. And I did meet with one staff of the Olita partner. I don't remember what was his name that we had the meeting with.
Byron Chandler?
No, not Byron.
Mr. Joe Silver?
No, from Swedlow Group. The last meeting that we had at your the conference.
Okay, we did meet with Herb Tillman and Joe Silver.
Herb.
Yes.
I from what I feel is that from the agreement, if I remember, either the Millennium and the CRA was supposed to be in charge of the local preference, but apparently, whenever that I don't know if it's on my part or on the whole system, it seemed like it's the the Swedlow group that's not the Olita partners. They're the one that actually is taking care of everything. If I need information, it seems like they're the one that knows it. Regarding how many people that's been trained and how much money that has been spent, I think it was supposed to be the other way around. Either the Millennium or the CRA or the city supposed to have much more information than them, except that they were supposed to be the financial sources. So anyways, I'm giving all those updates to let you guys know that I am working with them. So I don't want to hear after a while that I have been meeting with different people and I have special interests. It's not about special interests, but I do have a specific interest with the local preference. And another thing that I'm working on to make that I would like to talk to staff and to focus on for the next council meeting is regarding the $5 million that we had in the agreement that's supposed to be made available for us to encourage small business to come to Biscayne Lending. So this is something that I will be working with the city manager and the city attorney. This is local preference that I have been working on that I will bring back. If anybody feel that I am working too hard or too close to the local preference people, that's what I'm doing. Another update is regarding the charter school. Unfortunately, well, it's not the unfortunate part yet. The charter school application is still under revision. It's with the Miami-Dade County Public School. But from what I'm hearing, that a lot of information has been going out there that it's already denied, which is not true. And I'm hoping us up here as elected officials representing the people share the same vision of educating the kids, advocating for the charter school. If you're not advocating for it, please do not go in the Miami-Dade County Public School to tell them not to do it or advocate for them, because that would not be fair. I will meet with the city manager, city attorney, and the consultant sometime this week to figure out exactly what will be plan A and plan B, how we're going to move forward with that item, which is the charter school that a lot of people in the city showed a lot of interest. I think that's all that I have for now, Madam City Attorney. Oh, another thing that I have, I'm sure that is everybody's interest, but I am working on it. Madam Mayor, I don't know if you're working on it. I know I saw the immigration was on the agenda on behalf of Councilman BNMA, but I am working with we all should working with the Obamacare, that we know a lot of our constituent has no insurance at this point. Oh, great, that's part of your report as well. So I am making phone calls. I don't know in what capacity when we go to the Black Caucus, how we can meet. I'm assuming that we're going to make individual meetings. So I would like the city attorney's office to advertise that we will be in DC, then we'll meet with legislature or whomever that's dealing with the Obamacare.
Thank you. And
so,
you done? You don't?
No, it's too early. I don't want to done
add
that
to the
quick.
city attorney, direct the city attorney that to display how much money the city have spent for our trip in DC, so that way they don't have to ask Miss Vieira and the city clerk how much money is spent for each
I
trip.
like surprises, Madam City Attorney, Madam Mayor. Trust me, I'm not afraid. As long as I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, that's why I always ask to be referred to as recommendation from my city attorney. If she says it's okay, that's between her and Miami Herald and Ethics Commissions. And if my city manager says it's okay, that's between him and the Ethics Commission and the State Attorney's Office and whomever that's acquiring information. Me, I can go to sleep, go home and sleep, enjoy my husband and my kids, and let them deal with it. That's actually, get
That's
paid
what
a
they're
lot.
getting paid for,
Get
huh?
paid a lot of money. As long as I get out
There
of
we go.
trouble,
Mhm.
I don't have to worry about what Miami Herald is writing.
Thank you.
Again, thank
Can
you
I-
so much. And
Okay.
I need to
Can I
congratulate
give 2 seconds to the... Go
I
ahead.
need to congratulate you regarding this is something that was, no, that's not where I'm going. Don't worry about it. Something that was really, it was in my heart. Since you have the gavel in your hands, I think that you can make the decision. It's the decision not to actually give proclamation all over the place.
Thank you.
So congratulations, Madam
I
Mayor.
thought you were
and I really
congratulating
support
me
it.
for yesterday. How bad can you be, Councilwoman?
Hey, I don't do.
We don't have to
politics
raise
or
money
legal work.
anymore. Yesterday I went to court, as you all know it, because we have some people who have issues with having a woman, a black woman, mayor. Some people just don't agree that when there's elections, one have to win and other have to lose. And I'm glad that staff is relieved. For those of you who was holding your breath for yesterday's decision, it is out, it's over. Now I hope all of you get the message. We're gonna start working and move the city forward. I'm here to represent all the citizens of the city, whether you like me or not. I have no issue with in particular with anybody. And those of you, unfortunately, who have raised money or encourage others to raise money to continue this nonsense, it is unfortunate. But yet, I'm here and I'm your mayor. I'm the mayor for every city resident, and I have an open door policy. Any of you that needs to see me, that are concerned, that like to be involved in the city, I am open. I'm open also for suggestion. I'm open for criticism, and I'm here for you. And I have a vision for the city. We're gonna keep moving forward. Having said that, we having we say inshallah today. The health insurance marketplace, we know that coming beginning of next year, everybody must be insured. And we've been talking to health insurance marketplace that have done several presentations. They're doing you call it different workshops.